Truth be told, he's always been a hustler on a mission. Mission for greatness. Some people are naturally blessed with the hustler's ambition. Now, this story is one that we're all quite familiar with. This man had talent and a dream. Three things that he always had besides his 45 with intelligence, ambition, and intuition. Hustler is not simply born. The true hustler is created as he adapts to the bullshit this world throws at him.
Hey, what's up, BGK gang? I'm just here to let you know about an exciting breeding we just completed. We have our DDK's the Hawk daughter, Coco, bred to BGK's Debo, who is a first pick rock son. So that is BGK's the Rock, DDK's the Hawk, in the same pedigree. Puppies just dropped. The litter was all males, 7 males. Amazing, monster-sized males. Check out the website. Hey, what up, BGK gang? This is Andre at Big Gemini Kennels, aka BGK. Welcome back. Smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, drop a comment, let us know what you're thinking. Make sure you hit that alert button so that you're notified every time we drop content, and that's gonna be frequently because we came to drop bombs. Beast mode.
Hey, what up? So today, Dre BGK is here to hit you with a story time. Let's get ready for a BGK story time.
The time that a breeder went to repossess his dog from someone that was abusing it and ended up in a gunfight and charged with attempted murder. Yeah, that happened.
Hey, what's up, BGK fam? It's BGK's Andre back at you with another banger. I hope y'all ready for another story time. Y'all know how I get it in. Now, today's story is pretty interesting. I was actually talking to a friend of mine. His name is Dwayne. We're not going to give any last names. I will put his face up here so you can see what I'm talking about because he's a solid guy, good guy. And he was telling me, because he knows I'm a breeder, about the time that he served as a juror on a jury for a guy, a breeder, that went to repossess his dog and ended up getting in a shootout with the guy that he was repossessing his dog from. Now, if you know me, you know I'm an animal advocate, and what's probably messed up to some of y'all is I'm more of an animal advocate than I am a human advocate, because I think a lot of animals, well, let's be specific, I think dogs are loyal, loving, trustworthy. Everything they do is coming from a place of purity. You know what I mean? They do it because they love you. Whereas humans do things for ulterior motives. They do it because it's going to help them somehow. Some type of self-motivated incentive is involved. So for me, I'm pro dog, bro. It is what it is, man. So anyway, he was telling me that this breeder was kind of just like myself. Really cared about his dog. He found out that the guy that he had sold the dog to was being neglectful and basically abusing the dog, had left the dog tied to a tree for like 4 days in a row in the hot sun, without food, without water. I won't say what state this was in, but it's a very, very hot desert type state, similar to Nevada. Even though it's not Nevada, it's that type of climate. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know that a dog would need water. I don't know how the dog didn't die from dehydration, right? You need water, you need food, it needs to be taken care of, and none of that was happening. So what this guy decided to do was, after watching the house and monitoring the dog and realizing the guy wasn't taking care of the dog, was pull up on the house and repossess his dog. He thought the guy wasn't going to be there, and then things progressed. I'm not going to tell you the whole story. I'll do a recap after you hear me and Dwayne's conversation in regards to this incident. And before I even get into this, I like to ask you guys a question. Would you go, if you were a breeder, would you go to somebody's house to repossess a dog, and if that they were abusing or being neglectful to, and if you're going to repossess a dog that they were being neglectful or abusive to, what manner would you do it in? Now, I have a contract that says if I find out that my dog ends up in the shelter, if I find out or I can document and prove that you're being neglectful or abusive to the dog, I have the right to purchase it back. At least you get money for it. You know what I mean? And if you ain't gonna talk to me about that, then I might just send. I got a hit squad also that will go out there and just kidnap the dog. No, I'm just playing with y'all. I'm just playing with y'all. I might not be playing with y'all, but I have to say that for the record. Just don't abuse my dogs. Don't abuse no BGK dogs, because you don't know what can happen. Nah, that part is not a joke. But anyway, let's get into it. I want you guys to hear how this went down. Shout out to Big Dog Chains. I appreciate you guys for sending over a custom collar, custom leash, well, a couple. And I can tell you right now, if you're looking for a top quality collar, if you're looking for one of the best collars on the market, check out Big Dog Chains. It is just like it sounds. There's a lot of people that do custom chains, but they're not as good of a quality as this. They don't have the serious strength. They don't have the actual engraving that he's able to do on it. They don't have the durability, the longevity that these have. He is actually a jeweler by trade, so these are actually top quality. I'm not just saying that. I think he also sponsors some people such as my friend Marlon over at DDK, my friend Kate over at Incredibles. So I just joined the team. But anyway, let's get to it. I want you guys to hear our conversation in regards to this incident, and then I'll do a recap after it's over. One thing I should have said earlier to make sure this is clear to you is my guy Dwayne is a dog lover like myself, pit bull owner, like I own XL American Bullies. And one of the things that he said was he was the only juror that held out and made the jury actually debate, because he didn't want to go for the charges that came against the breeder from going to repossess his dog.
But yeah, I sat on that jury and I pissed off everybody because I wouldn't find the dude guilty of, I can't remember what kind of, some kind of a gun charge, because when he took the dog, he went to the house and nobody was there and they hadn't been feeding or watering it. And he'd been watching, and he went and took the dog, physically took it, which was wrong, you know. I mean, there was other ways to go about it.
Let me ask you this. What was the guy accused of doing to the dog? What made the breeder want to go take his dog back? What made him think the dog was being abused?
Not feeding and watering him, and had him tied to a post in the backyard in the hot sun.
Damn.
He gets like 117. He'd been there for, I think, 3 or 4 days. That
Wow.
he'd been watching him with nobody, you know, coming and taking care of him. And so he just went and took it, which I would have too. I'd have been a little sneakier though.
I'd have been a lot sneakier. So did he come over? He came to do it with the pistol? He had a gun on him when he went to go get the dog back?
Yeah, that's what happened is they were standing, he had the dog and he was already leaving, and the owner pulled up in a car, and they were talking from the front of the back of the car, and I guess the owner was getting pissed and raising his hands, and as his shirt lifted up, the guy who went and took the dog back saw the gun tucked in his waistband, and he freaked out and grabbed his gun, which I would have too. You know, I ain't gonna give him a chance to get me.
Right.
I ain't gonna wait till they're pointing it at me.
Right.
And that's how I pissed everybody off, is the jury wanted to get him on gun charges, and I said, no. I said, that dude had a gun. He was pissed off. He came with a gun intentionally, so he probably had bad intent. And I said, if I had a gun, you know, I don't care if it's private property or not. You know, if I'm threatened, I'm going to point my gun too. Well, when he took his gun out, that other guy pulled his gun, and they started shooting from the front of the car to the back of the car. And they're pretty bad shots, because that guy in the front finally hit the guy that came and took the dog in the stomach. You know, so here he is on trial now. He done been in damn hospital forever, and all he was doing was trying to get the damn dog back that wasn't being took care of. Big old mess.
Damn, man.
But
so do you know what type of guns they were using?
Man, back then it was probably those, you know, cheap Saturday night specials. I can't remember, but I'm thinking it was something like that. One of the, you know, you used to could buy those little 38 revolvers, those inexpensive ones, real cheap at gun shows, and everybody was carrying those. And I think that's what they were shooting.
It's a good thing. At least that's
So that's something you can survive because a stomach shot could be fatal. So what happened is you ended up on a jury.
Spread all that intestine stuff inside you. I guess he went through hell because they had to reschedule the trial several times. And, by the time he was there, he was still in a wheelchair. Not because he was, paralyzed. He just couldn't get up and move around a lot.
Couldn't stomach it. So let me ask you this. So the guy shows up. He's in the wheelchair. He's the breeder that went to go repossess the dog. Now he's on trial. What was his charges?
It was some gun charge. They were wanting to charge him. I can't remember if it was aggravated assault or something, or attempted murder or something. And I said, nah. Everybody on the jury was pissed at me because I wouldn't go for it. I said, no. I said, he saw the guy had a gun. The guy was pissed, screaming at him and threatening. And when his shirt lifted up, the dude seen he had a gun. I said, that's not aggravated assault. That aggravated assault, is when you take action upon somebody without a reason,
Right.
I said, he's already had enough damn punishment.
Yeah, sounds like it.
All that.
A bullet in the gut is a lot of punishment, bro.
That's what I said. I said, shit, all he did was, react to a situation. And I said, yeah, he shouldn't have been there on the guy's property. Shouldn't have took the dog. But the guy had a gun. The guy was acting aggressive toward him. And, he can defend himself.
You do have a right to self-defense, but I can see how I can go the other way because they're going to say, well, he had a gun with him going on a private property to steal private property because the dog is now the other guy's property. So it could have went another way too,
That's what they got him on, a bunch of charges, but I can't remember what they were. They were way lesser charges than that one that I got him off on. Everybody was pissed at me. I don't remember how many jurors there are, but every single one of them wanted to hang him.
Wow.
And I said, I'm sorry, we can be a hung jury if y'all want to. They finally went my way to avoid being a hung jury. Because I would not budge. They tried to peer pressure me, and nobody talked to me on breaks and lunch, when you go out to eat. And shoot, I don't care. I'm going to do what I feel is right.
No, you're a real one for that, man. You're a real one for that. Salute. Yeah, so he still ended up going to jail on smaller charges, though, huh?
Yeah, they got him on something. I think it was trespassing, and I don't know what you would call that. Going in, it wasn't burglary because wasn't. He didn't break in the house. He went in the backyard, but it was some type of theft or something.
Wow, man.
Got him off some lesser charges. And both of them were kind of, I don't know what you call, kind of druggy, type people.
Gotcha.
They were pretty scummy.
Gotcha.
Both of them were, but, I could see that dude's point, I'm telling you, I love dogs. I ain't going to let nobody mistreat them. I can't stand that.
Man, he got lucky to have you on his jury, to have a dog lover on his side that understood why he actually pulled out his gun and started shooting when he went to go repossess that dog. Because I think if it were me, and I'm not playing a black card, I'm just telling you how I think it would happen. If it were me and I'm going to somebody's house to get one of my dogs back, and I have my Glock on me and I pull it out because I think they have a gun or I see they have a gun and I start shooting them, it's a good chance that I'm going to jail for attempted murder, bro, for a long time.
Yeah, or shot by the cops.
Yeah, they probably get shot when they pull up.
Yeah, if you still got the gun anywhere near you, they scare me. I'm white, but they're fucking nuts.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Most of them, there's a few good ones, but most of them ain't got no sense.
Hey, there is a few good ones. I got a couple friends that are solid, but I can tell you there's a lot of them that are not like that, bro. There's a lot of them that are power hungry. You can have the gun on the ground and point to it and say, my gun's over there. They might shoot you for pointing at the gun.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a pretty cool town, man. I got a lot of black friends, Spanish friends, Chinese, Korean, And you know, a lot of my police buddies are black dudes, and most of them have ended up suing the city and going to the, you know, trying to make retirement, ending up going to the sheriff's department and the highway patrol because it's so corrupt.
I hear that, man. LAPD's had its share of problems. The chief sheriff, the lead sheriff out here, Chief Lee Baca, he actually got, the feds came to investigate him for corruption, right? Well, they didn't come to investigate him. They came to investigate his department. And he realized that he was a part of it and that he would get in trouble too. So he tried to block a federal investigation into his police department so that he didn't get caught up. So they found out that he was blocking the investigation and he got indicted too.
Yep.
It went all the way up to the top.
Go.
Yep, all the way up to the top. You can Google that. That actually happened. Hey, have you ever seen my YouTube channel? Okay, I have I'll send you a link, man. I do this thing called story time, and on story time, what I like to do is document dog related stories that happen. So what I want to do is use this story on my story time on my YouTube channel. If you're okay with that.
Yeah, that's cool. I ain't got no problem with it.
So now you guys got to hear what happened. Yes, the guy did not get charged with the attempted murder that he was initially charged with due to Dwayne holding out. And like he said, the other jurors didn't want to talk to him. They didn't want to eat with him. They didn't want to take their breaks with him. They were pissed that he was standing up for the dog breeder that went to rescue his dog from the guy's house because of the shootout that ensued. So to summarize what happened real briefly, I know you guys heard it from him. I just want to give you a quick summary. The breeder went over there to get his dog back. He was watching the house for 3 to 4 days. Noticed the dog was being tied up to the tree, not being given food, not being given water, not being given shelter, just left out in the hot sun. Took it up on himself to watch the house, find out when the other guy that he had sold the dog to was leaving. And after the guy left the house, he went into the guy's yard to retrieve his dog that he had sold to him. He was armed at the time. He had a gun on him at the time. And when he came back out carrying the dog, guess who he seen as he came around the corner? The guy was pulling back up into his driveway. As he pulled back up into the driveway, the dog owner was arguing with him. And as the other guy got aggressive and was yelling at him, "That's my dog. What the hell are you doing? Give me my dog back. You can't steal my dog." He noticed that as the guy's shirt lifted, he had a gun. So he put the dog down and he began firing from the front of the car at the dog owner, the dog's abusive owner, if you want to put it correctly. He's firing at him from one end of the car while he has the dog with him. And unfortunately, the dog's owner is returning fire from the other side of the car. Now, these dudes, like my guy Dwayne said, obviously were horrible shots. Because how do you only have a car's length in between you? And you guys are exchanging bullet after bullet. Pow, pow, pow. You shooting at each other. He's shooting back at you. And nobody gets hit for a while. And finally, the dog breeder was shot in the stomach and collapsed on the ground, and the police came and arrested the wounded dog breeder. So he had a bad day. He didn't get his dog back. He got shot in the stomach, and then he got arrested, and the dog still got to stay with the abuser. Damn, that's not how you want it to turn out. I mean, I can't make these stories up because I would give them a happy ending every time, but we got to stick with reality. And reality is, he's very lucky that he didn't get charged with attempted murder. I will say this. I don't care what your purpose is. If you're coming on my property, it's going to be a problem. I'm not going to go any further than that. But I understand somebody that is defending their home, and that should have been handled differently. He should have had a contract in place. He could have had the police there to help him and assist him in legally repossessing his dog. Or he could at least been a lot more damn sneaky than he was. Like, at least know the guy's pattern. So if you're going to go steal this dog out of his yard, because you taking your life into your own hands when you enter somebody else's property, especially if you're armed and they're armed, like, you got to expect what's going to happen. So in my opinion, I feel bad for this guy, but I mean, it's one of those things. I empathize with him as a dog lover. I get why he tried to go over there and rescue his dog, and I understand that Dwayne feels the same, which is why he backed him up in the jury room and why he didn't allow that attempted murder charge to stick. Can you imagine you've been shot in your stomach, your dog that you thought you were going to rescue is still with the abuser, and now you're being charged with attempted murder? Damn. Serious. So now let me ask you guys, what would you have done differently? What do you suggest that he has done differently? What do you think breeders should do to make sure that their dogs don't go to abusive homes? What do you think breeders should do once they find out that their dog that they sold to somebody that they thought was legit or another dog lover like themselves turns out to be a dog abuser, dog fighter, or whatever the case it may be? How should that be handled? Leave that in the comments below. I'll be interested in hearing what you say, but I'll tell you my perspective, and that's make sure you have a really good contract that allows you to legally repossess your dog if it's found in a shelter, if it's proven that it's being abused, if it's proven that it's being fought, and have them sign that contract, because that gives you some legal rights where you can engage law enforcement or animal control to assist you in your repossession. Alright, this is Andre BGK. It's a fucked up story, but I hope you guys learned something from it. I mean, these things happen. We can never be perfect as breeders, but all breeders, I do beg you to try to do your best in vetting the people that you sell the dogs to. And in the era of social media, one of the things you can do, make sure that you scroll through their social media page. See if they have a family. See if they have a nice residence. See if they have a decent backyard. See if they're the type of person that they're sounding like when you're talking to them on the phone, because that can make a big difference. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Largest Pit Bulls. Our Instagram is at Largest Pit Bulls. Yes, I know I breed XL American Bullies. That is my IG name for a reason. And also follow us on TikTok at Big Gemini Kennels. Check out our website, which is in the description below, BigGeminiKennels.com. We have a book that we're releasing called XL American Bully Legends that will be out very shortly. And that's for those that didn't get to see the video. Or if you've seen the video and you want to see a more in-depth explanation, if you want to learn more about the XL American Bully Legends that this breed has been founded around, I actually have something for you. Make sure you check out that book. Make sure you check out the pinned comment below if you would like to purchase the XL American Bully Legends book. I will leave a link there. It'll be there for you to check out, and everything else will be in the description. Andre BGK, and I'm out.
If you'd like to know more about these dogs, please check out my ebook, BGK's Dog Care Secrets and Breeding Tips. It's available on Amazon.com and has got great reviews. You can check that out yourself. The link will be in the description. And you can also purchase it on my website, BigGeminiKennels.com. That's BigGemini, Kennels.com. You can purchase it right there. I'm working on part 2 right now since I got such a great response to my first book. If you're a pet owner and you're looking for tips to help it grow and reach its maximum potential and what exercises and dog food and supplements to use, this book is for you. If you're a breeder that's established and you're looking to learn more about marketing and the different tips and tricks we use when delivering litters and marketing our pups and making sure they reach their fullest potential, this book is for you. If you're a breeder that's just starting out or you're looking to become a breeder, this will give you all the insights you need on picking your foundation stock all the way up to how to breed and the type of breedings to use and what's most effective. This book is for you. Remember, our motto is always quality matters. I'm out.